Hi guys, wanted to do a quick review of my Weihrauch hw80k rifle, which is in .22 caliber. It's a spring air gun. I've owned this since the mid 1990s, so well in excess of 20 years. I'm about to get it sent off to an air gun tuner for the action to be re-blued, new silencer to be fitted, straight re-blued, and a much needed tune, as you'll see as we get some more close-ups of the rifle. So as I've mentioned, I bought the gun about in excess of 20 years ago, during which time I've put many thousands of shots through it. Went through a phase of about 10 or 15 years of not being used. Over the last 12 months, I've been using it a little bit more. It still fires particularly accurately and with a good amount of power. Okay, so my favourite feature on the gun is it is a custom stock. It's not the standard stock. When I got this, it was already fitted out as you can see it today. So it's a very retro scope now, a Nico Sterling 4-12 by 40, and then with the walnut stock as well. The standard HW80 comes with a beach stock, which is certainly not as intricate as this, but I think this stock really does make the rifle. It's also not a lightweight gun, so the sling's been very useful over the years in which I've owned it, particularly when I was younger, and found it extremely heavy to use for the whole day. I think they come in at about £8.5, but Google will tell you and confirm if you are interested in looking at it, plus the scope and all the other little bits and pieces that have been added to it. We've also got a brass trigger guard on this one, and I think the checkering on the stock really does stand out. So hopefully you'll agree, which is why I've kept the gun for so long. It's a particularly attractive air rifle. Okay, so it's the carbon version. There is a standard HW80 as well with a longer barrel. Rather foolishly, when I was younger, I thought it'd be a good idea to take the silencer off, thinking it would be relatively straightforward just by undoing the grub screw and then using a pair of pliers to remove. Realised it didn't work, so hence the reason that's now getting re-blued to bring it up to its former glory. Now the scope is much the same age as the gun, 20 plus years. I think we've come on leaps and bounds in the telescopic sight game now, but this one perfectly does the job. Still really suits the rifle, and as it's kind of very much a favourite gun, it's going to be staying on there. So it's a full powered spring break barrel rifle. I've got a CO2 gun as well, which hopefully you've seen the video on. Not gone on to pre-charged pneumatics yet, but what I really like about spring guns is they just go on forever and ever. You're going to get a very good level of consistency, which I'm not getting with the CO2 rifle. And obviously pre-charged pneumatics are going to be different, but I quite like the fact that I can just take this and it's going to shoot all day long without having to worry about refilling. So to cock the gun does require some effort, but obviously it's a longer barrel with the silencer on as well, makes it quite easy to cock. Obviously for smaller shooters it could be a struggle, but it's a really nice solid action on the gun here, and a very nice thud when it locks into place. The nice thing about Weihrauch rifles is they've got a record trigger, which I've been told is one of the best in the business, but I must say this one is a two-stage. It's an auto safety as well, so as soon as it's cocked the safety button pops out, which means when you've loaded you can't pull the trigger until obviously you push that small button there back in. Trigger's very crisp. I've used the gun so many times, it really is like an extension of me, so I know exactly when the trigger's gonna pull, which makes it all the more accurate. Okay, so coming back to the stock, this one said when I saw it in the gun shop's rack really stood out for being exactly what I was looking for at the time, and even now I think it really does look the business. The cheek piece is very well formed, extremely comfortable. Don't actually see many of these anymore, with everyone sort of being an ambidextrous stock, but I think if you are looking to go for a custom stock, certainly try out one of this style. It's got thumb rest as well, and as I say, just automatically comes to the shoulder every time. I think it's been referred to as the workhorse or powerhouse of the Weihrauch range before. I absolutely love it. Really love the guns. I probably will be getting a second rifle in the not too distant future. And I'm, again, just for tradition's sake, going to be looking at getting an hw77 or potentially the hw97, which are underlevers. But let's take her outside, fire off a few shots, and see if she's still got the accuracy that she had last time I used her. Okay, so as with all my videos, I've made sure we've got a very safe backdrop. One of my favourite targets for these, a blue Relentless energy can, which makes it stand out a lot and hopefully be a bit more visual when we hit it. So let's see if she's still as good as we thought. Not forgetting to take the safety off. Okay, so we hit the can. Didn't bounce around as much as I'd have liked, so let's try again. So there is definitely a bit of a twang when we pull the trigger, which is down to the fact that it definitely needs a tune, which I'm just in the process of selecting. So once it's been tuned and re-blued, I'll post another video and see what the improvement is. Okay, so there we have it, my first proper gun that I got. Definitely going to be keeping her in the gun cabinet for years to come, and really looking forward to, obviously, once I've got her tuned, posting a new video to hopefully be slightly quieter and certainly not quite as raggedy looking around the silencer area. So I hope you enjoy the video, and we'll post up another one as soon as she's retuned.